Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Alex once again, and today, today I am logged into my Raspberry Pi on my home network, and I actually just got both of my Raspberry Pis hooked up to a switcher in here so I can see I can have them both hooked up at the same time. One of these days, I'll give you an idea. I probably need to just get a stand-up case for them or something like that. It'd be much easier. So uh, today, what we're going to do is we are going to um, let's see here. We are going to today um, try to connect our Raspberry Pi to this particular laptop. Right now, I am logged in through VNC Viewer, which it's it's running just fine for me. And so it's running just fine for me. It's very responsive, but why go over the internet when I can do everything locally here on my local network? So we're going to Google how we need to. Let me try and zoom in here a little bit. There we go. Um, hook up. Let's see, Raspberry Pi. There we go. I think that's what we were looking at yesterday. So I won't worry about that one right there. Let's do this one here. Sometimes these Medium articles are fairly helpful, but so what we're going to do is we're going to follow these instructions, hopefully. What is the straight internet cable? That's fairly self-explanatory. Got my Ethernet port. Why do you need a crossover adapter? I think that's if you, okay. But see, that's if you're using Windows 10. I want to use Linux. Nope, Linux. Do I actually have a spare cable? If not, I can just patch one real quick. This is fairly easy to do. Share to the computer. Well, let's see. I might have to pause this and go looking for a cable here downstairs. Let's see. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have an Ethernet cable. I think this is a Cat 6 cable, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yep, Cat 6. Um, if you don't know what an Ethernet cable is, then yeah. Um, and if you don't have an Ethernet cable on your laptop, then get one. Get a laptop with an Ethernet cable or get some kind of an adapter. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the Raspberry Pi to the laptop with the Ethernet. This laptop that I'm using has an Ethernet port. So I'm going to hook it up now. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hooking up the Raspberry Pi now. Okay. And it says go to edit connection setting. So let's find connection. Let me minimize this window here. And let's see, network connections. Oh, wait. I thought I just saw wired. Connecting. It says connecting. Maybe. It does say wired. Activation of network connection failed. Okay. So let's go back to our VNC. See if we can't find out what we need to do here. Okay. Whoa, that's really large. Okay. It says connect that, edit connection, navigate to IPv4 settings. Wired. Connect there. IPv4. And then select method share to other computer. Link, is that it? Say apply. I figured this is going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than doing this via Windows here. So let's do some looking here. Let's do some looking on our computer here. Let's close this. Bam. It's definitely detecting the um, the Raspberry Pi is connected, but I'm guessing it's probably something that we need to do here differently. Connect Raspberry Pi to Linux Mint 20. It's not what I was looking for. Let's see. Secure shell is not turned on by default. Your USB and your Raspberry menu, preferences, Raspberry Pi configuration. So let's do that first. Menu, preferences. Where was that at? Oh, configuration. And interfaces. Enable SSH. Yep. Say OK. There we go. Let's see. Uh, that's something different. Hmm. I mean, I can always just get it hooked up via the local VNC instead of VNC viewer. LAN VNC Raspberry Pi. So instead of hmm, yeah, I want to see all of these instructions that I've seen are over Windows 10 computers. And that's not what I'm looking for. This laptop that I'm using, yeah, see, this is Windows 10. I'm trying to do this. Um, well, let's see if there's another remote desktop. Yeah, see, that's not what I'm looking for. Maybe this is what I'm looking for here. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I need to use. Copy that. Instead of using this, paste that, enter. Instead of using VNC, I can use this XRDP and the Readme. I think Readme is on here. R-E-M-M-I-N-A. No, I need to do that too then. Oh, yep, I want to do that. And then we'll have to do the same thing here. All right, so we'll install the Readme as well. And then I will need to get the IP address of my Raspberry Pi. So I can close that. Oh, wait, I just saw it there. 192.168.0. What is that? 169.154. No, 151. 192.168.0.151. I think that's what that is. Let's just, what is it? I always forget what it is for. IP, it's not IP config, it's Oh shoot. I always forget what it is for Linux. Let's just find out. Something IP. I remember it's something similar. That's hostname L. If config, that's it. If config 192, yep, 151. That jives with what we see over there. Okay, so go back over here, go to Remina. Okay, now no, close. Now let's see if this works here. 192.168.0.151. Nope. I have to configure our. I think I've got to do that over on the Raspberry Pi too. So let's copy this command. Yep. So that's going to do its thing. And then go back over here. And we'll start it as a service. Copy. I think I installed it on the wrong machine, but that's okay. Okay, paste. All right, and status should be running. Okay, 3389. Q. All right, now let me try it over here on this Readme again here. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. And um hmm. Yeah, figure it. Well, at least we're connecting. We know we're connecting. So now it's a matter of us getting the stuff set up. So we need to go over to our Raspberry Pi. Let's see if we've got it over here. Well, we need to configure username and password for it. Desktop tool. Hmm. I wonder if it's that's the wrong port. That's why. Let's see. We need to go on to 3389. That's still not right. Name, group server, plugin. I've never used this before, so mm, mm, close that. XRDP. We need to set up the password. XRDP. Hmm. Assessment INI. I'm assuming that's on the assessment INI on the TC. Where is it at? Where'd that go? ETC. XRDP. Assessment. Okay. So under security, this guy says param 8. Oh, wait. Param. That's it. Actually, xorg. I don't see. Param 8. I did see param in there. That's under xorg though. Hmm. It really doesn't tell me. Hmm. can just do this way. Let's see. XRDP status, add user. Don't think that's quite what I'm looking for. XRDP. Control X for exit. X. Oh, sudo nano etc xrdp.ini. Oh, helps if I spell nano the right way. There we go. Let's see. I know that port isn't right. XRDP1. VNC. VNC any. Wait, there's 59. There's 3389. Okay. How about this Vino? Mm. Yeah, this isn't my forte, obviously. If this is remote desktop, I'd be able to do it that way. I'm trying to force myself to use this Linux password here, this Linux box here that I'm working on here. So let's see, configure Raspberry. You know what? Let's try the SSH instead here. So we've got if config, enable SSH. I already did that. DL. Okay, so let's go to this right here. Let me close this. I probably did this and I'm not gonna need it. Watch. Okay. Let's go ahead and close this. Actually, what's going on here? It says that that wire connection is connected there. Well, let's see. Let's see. It's amazing that they don't have it's amazing they don't have something very simple for this, but okay. See, I'm not using Windows 10. I'm using Raspberry. I'm using Linux Mint. So let's see if there's a different one here. Let's see. Da, da, da. Port. Let's quit that one. Go into network settings. Wired. It says it's connected. Okay. So let's do the SSH here. Let's see, that's for shell commands. What did I say it was? 192.169. Here it is. Ping this address. Ping 169.254.98.133. I'm getting good pings from it. Alrighty. So then let me try this address instead of that other one for the remnant. Let me try that address instead. 169.254.98.133. IP is 169.254.98.133. I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah. And that's not working like I thought it was going to. Let's go back. The IP address of this is the 151.192.168.0.151.992.168.0.151. Instead of using RDP, let's use VNC. Let's see what happens here. Oh, hey, that worked. Okay. So let's maximize that. Let's disconnect from this. That worked. Okay. And let's play around with the we have to play around with the screen resolution here. Let's see. Applications. That's not what I wanted. Full screen. Let's configure this. Bestest. And let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. We're going to fit to resolution here. Oh, that's going slow. I need to change that back to what I had it as. So let's see. Preferences, medium. We use poor. That's fairly fast. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. And then scale note. There we go. And then full screen. Wonder bar. All right. So we've got our Raspberry Pi hooked up via the Ethernet. So instead of, let's stop the VNC server. Say, yep. Oh, that actually stopped it. Okay. Let's see. I just messed up. I shouldn't have did that. Let's see. Now I've got to restart my VNC server because apparently the VNC server has to be running for that to work. So I'm hooking my, wireless mouse back up to my Raspberry Pi. Trying to, at least. It's not cooperating with me. There we go. We'll start up our VNC server again. Where'd you go? VNC server. Enable that. Say yep. Okay, it's back up and running now. Maximize that. Enter that. There we go. I'll save the password just for me. And I think I the scaled mode. Maximize. There we go. So our VNC server has to be running to use this locally. So that's a note that you have to make for yourself. But it is working and it is running fairly smoothly now. Okay, so now the next step we're going to do is we are going to download the tutorial because I'm using the Freenove Ultimate Starter Kit, the FNK 0020 for Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to go ahead and download the tutorial for that. So let's go to the following URL. http freenove.com/fnk0020. Let me make this a bit bigger so you can see. Download that tutorial. It actually is automatically downloading here, so let's cancel that one so we don't download it twice. And here is our downloaded file. So extract to, and we'll pick a directory. We'll put it in our Python tutorials, and we'll extract it to here. Extract documents, Tutorials, there we go. So here's our kit and all of the stuff that goes along with it. And let's go ahead and do a readme first. So we're going to do the readme first. And it tells us what we need to do. So in this particular kit, I have a bunch of different chips and modules that are on here. I'm not going to on camera do this part. I'll do this part off camera so that we can show how that, so we don't have to, I don't have to bore you watching me pull chips out. And then there's two other zip files here. There's a tutorial.pdf, talks about installing Raspberry Pi, and it's in the code in the PDF in C and it's Python. We're going to concentrate on Python code. And then there's a processing PDF, which it's in Java. So we're going to start with the tutorial.pdf first. So let's open up tutorial.pdf. Let's see what we got in this bad boy here. Okay. So it's a support thing, some safety precautions stuff here. Talks about if you're messing around with powered circuits and stuff, don't shock yourself. Always turn power off, blah, blah, blah. There's some other kits that they have that we won't worry about right now. All right, so here's the getting started. We're just gonna go, and it shows all of the different things that we're gonna be able to do in this these tutorials here. Come on. Okay. Tells us what a Raspberry Pi is. So we have okay, here we go. What we have in the tutorial, we have a components list. There's a components knowledge. There's a circuit and a code, which is going to be either in C or in Python. And then there's also a Java tutorial as well. Talks about the support again. These are just some different versions of Raspberry Pis. This is the Raspberry Pi Model 4B, and you can tell it looks very similar to the one we have right here. And then there's also some Raspberry Pi 3 examples here. The Raspberry Pi 2 and the 1 Model B Plus, as well as the 3 Model A, the 1 Model A, the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is a very small one, and then this gives us an idea of the different connectors that we have. So here we have our GPIO pins. And if you remember, it starts off with pin 0 is here, I believe. Let me get my little cheat sheet out here. So I'm telling you the right way. Okay. Yeah. Where'd you go? Yeah. And that's that GPIO reference card that I was talking about. So actually, it doesn't start with 0. This is pin number 1. It's number 2. This is 3 here. 4. 5, 6, and so on and so forth. Then we've got our micro HDMI connectors here. There's a camera connector. This is for audio here. We have our 4 USB connectors here. We've got an Ethernet connector, display connector, and of course our USB 3.0 power cable. And if you had a Raspberry Pi 3B or whatever, this is what it's going to look like. I'm not going to go into that because I have a 4. It's awesome actually that they put this out there so that, you know. Okay, so what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've already installed our um, operating system. It tells you what you need for your power supply right here. So we're not gonna go through the um, power supply, not the power supply, but the we're not gonna go through the installing the operating system part here. We're gonna go to the next method of installing everything. So I'm going to pause the video and fast forward to the next pieces of slide here. Okay, so we're going to start on chapter 0. It says why chapter 0? Because in programming code, the first number is 0. That's always true. I would say always true, but it's fairly true. We choose to follow this rule, and we're going to do some foundational preparation work. So obviously, Raspberry Pi OS is based on Linux. So you've got a menu, a browser, a file manager, and a terminal. Everything's going to be done in the terminal, obviously. So I'm going to click the terminal here, get it ready to go. And let me bring that back in some there. Okay. So, here we go. We're going to do the ls command. And over here, we have a result. And then this is just going to give you some different basic instructions on how to do a little bit of navigation. It shows us how to execute super user commands. Excuse me. Um, this is the GCC compiler collection. Some git command here for cloning. You can use the up and down arrow keys for shortcutting to go through previously used commands, and obviously the tab key. What you can do is you can start typing. Here, I'll show you how that works here, actually. You can start typing a command in your, so let's say I want to navigate to bookshelf. So I can type CD space capital B and hit the tab key, and it'll automatically fill out bookshelf for me. Then I don't have to type it all the way out. ls.l lists everything in the directory. CD dot dot gets you back a directory. pwd shows you where you are at that time. Let's see. So I'm going to go into CD documents. List L. CD Python ls. List L. Clears out the screen for you. ls-l. And then here's our Freenove Ultimate Starter Kit. So CD free. We've got all our stuff in there. And we can see that we've got a C code and a Python code directory. But if you remember, we installed Visual Studio code on here. So we should be able to see that in Visual Studio Code, hopefully. So let's open up Visual Studio Code. There we go. And you can see, I've got this here. You can see, hopefully, that we've got um, a bunch of green files over here. That's stuff that we can check in um, for when, that stuff we can check in that we brought in from the tutorial. I just went ahead and put it under my Python tutorials directory. So we've got code in here. Here's all of our code for our Python code. Here's a very generic function in Python. So if I open up this terminal here, code, the Python, cd00, and if I type Python hello.py, there's my hello world right there. Now, what I'll probably do is rename this folder so it's much, much shorter. Um, yeah, I'll rename this folder something else here. But in the next video, we'll get into some of the code. One of the things that I'm going to do as well in my Readme, I'm going to talk about where we are in the lessons here. So this is going to be, and I'll try to put the YouTube links here as I go when I post new videos. So this will be under lesson 2. Actually, we'll make this lesson 3. It's lesson 2, install operating system. Lesson 3 is going to be, why is that so small? I can close that. Lesson 3 zoom control plus. Lesson 3 we go, is going to be hooking up via Ethernet and installing XRDP. So lesson 4 will be tutorial 0. That will be the upcoming tutorial. S to save. And now, oh, I've got quite a few to commit there. I'll go ahead and go into my folder directory. Let me close this here. Go up, rename. We're going to call this Prenove. There we go. That's better. And down here, yeah, that's much better. Um, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and commit these to my repo, and actually we probably should make a different branch from this one here. We're going to call this lesson 4. Enter. Okay, and I'll commit. I'll stage my changes down here. Stage. And I'll commit my changes. Put a message in. Tutorials. Enter. And that's done. And I'm going to push. Yep. And while that's working its magic over there, I go over to my GitHub account, and I should hopefully see that there's another branch out there. Let's see what happens here. Still going. Yeah, this might take a minute or two. So I'm going to publish this branch out there and then commit the changes up to the master branch. So we've got a baseline to start with, and then we'll go from there. So until next time, when we actually start doing some stuff in here, be blessed and hopefully everything goes well. Check out my other tutorial. I'll be finishing that up soon with the C# code, so we can get that up and running. We only have a few more things to do on that one, I believe. So check that out, and as always, hope you have a blessed one. Take care.